Hey, good evening. How you doing? I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Nina.
And I'm Paul.
Yes. How you doing, guys? How's everything?
We're good. We have a visitor today.
Yes, we have a special guest, Paul. We're gonna get to him in a moment. Nina, what was your how was your weekend?
It was the week. The week went by. Again, time flies. It was amazing. There's so much to do. We had so much planned and a lot of progress. How about yourself?
Well, this weekend I attended a momentum workshop, and it was a super awesome experience. The energy, the love, the commitment of folks working on some things, and it was a very powerful weekend. And
With the weather also.
yes, and the weather was beautiful. Paul. So we have Paul here today. We work with Paul. Tell our audience about yourself.
Yeah. Well, my name's Paul, as he said. Had a great weekend. Just came back from Puerto Rico. Definitely an active investor. Been in the real estate game for about 20 years now. Kind of started in 2007, and I've been just having a ball. Really enjoying myself and just having fun.
All right.
It's always important to have fun. We spoke about it once.
Mm-hmm.
When you work, especially when you have a different profession and you know that real estate is your second love. When you enjoy what you do, you know how to work around your schedule and to do your 9 to 5 and then interpret it into your real estate world. So Paul is definitely one of them who invests, very active with properties, buying, selling, and overall you're in the tech business, right, Paul?
Yes. The secret really to my success, I believe, is to choose the right career so that I can generate enough income to invest. And I really chose an engineering degree that really set me up above the rest because I come out making 6-figure salaries and with a great 401k. And you can borrow from your 401k, and when you have a good salary, it also builds good credit. So when the banks look at you as a prospect for property or investment, they want to know what kind of income you generate. And so IT really gave me a chance to generate a lot of income very quickly. I can do 2 or 3 contracts at one time and really generate enough income so I can be qualified for deals. And that's really how I got involved in the game.
Nice.
That's
Good
awesome,
for you.
Paul.
Is that something that you went to school for, or is it something like a family thing that you started?
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Yeah, my dad was an engineer, IBM. And,
Wow. IBM.
IBM
IBM
big company.
engineer.
Yeah, used to take me to the job as a little man, little guy, and said, son, this is what's going to be the future. And so I really took that seriously. And so when I started going to school, I was looking, can I generate a lot of money? I wanted to be a real estate guy right away, but I fell in love with it after the fact. Somebody introduced it to me. I said, you ever thought about making revenue this way? And so I went to Atlanta when I graduated from RPI, which was Great Engineering School in New York, Troy, New York. Once I graduated, I got picked up by a great company, and I basically moved to Atlanta. And when I moved to Atlanta, I started my investment business right out of school. I was working at the same time, coming home, signing other checks for my business. And I started a company called Cold Pepper Industries, and also started action-driven investments.
What's the name of that?
Cold Pepper Industries.
Cold Pepper
Industry.
Yeah, slow down a little bit so we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Excited.
You dropping some gems real fast.
Excited.
Very nice.
Yes, indeed. Very, very nice. Wow. So Nina, you've been doing a lot over the weekend. We had a photo shoot and a video shoot that we worked on and this property in Hewlett Harbor. I've been getting phone calls. Can you talk about the property?
Hewlett Harbor is the part of the Five Towns. It is located on the water side over there where you have a lot of water exposure. So a lot of the homes are waterfront, and those who live there it's not a gated community, but
it's on a cul-de-sac.
Yes. And the houses there, every house is different. It's not like, it is a very suburban area, but it's not like the houses are similar where the contractors built similar homes. Every house is different. So we happen to have had a listing appointment. We have a few listings there. So we went to one of them, and we actually had a photo shoot for the listing and also for you guys. We took a couple of good shots and videos they are going to be edited, and hopefully we'll share it with you next week.
It's a new construction 2-story mansion. It's humongous.
Yeah.
With you how many boats can you dock in the back? Maybe 2?
So you have room for 6 jet skis and 1 65-footer boat. And you know, a lot of these houses over there have the deck extended on the water, but it's very important to know that some of the homes are not, they don't own that part of the property. So meaning sometimes your side of the deck, right?
Yes.
It's not on your deed. So that's something that you need to follow if, in case you purchase a home that is waterfront. You want to ensure that your overhang or whatever is built on the water side, that it's yours. So
Yes.
that's owned by the property. You have about 170 feet extended to the waterfront property line. So there they built the deck to be able to park 6 jet skis and 1 big boat.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
very
there's a
beautiful.
humongous pool in the back.
So yeah, so that was a tiny sneak peek of where we were, about 1/10 of what we've done over there. There's
Yes.
so much more, and that was a phone recording, so it's not the professional, professional side of it.
Yes. Cameraman.
So yeah, we had a beautiful photographer. He was doing an amazing job, and you're going to be able to see and read about it when the video is ready to go. And overall, this one specifically happens to be a 90% complete new construction home. They started it back in Corona. It's just that a lot of the items, the material that they ordered wasn't in the States yet.
Yeah, right. The
It still
roof
is.
came from Spain, right? The roof?
Yeah, that was a Spanish roof. Good job, Francis. You do remember a good points. It is definitely a very unique roof. It's a Spanish roof. It's made of vinyl. You can paint it to your choice. Not cheap. Okay, it's not cheap, but it's definitely something that completes your home. It's very nice.
And what I love about this property is tech. It's tech infused. So the lights in the ceiling and there's speakers in the walls. Everything is modernized to encompass technology as we use it today.
Correct. Yeah. So the iPads, you have speakers in the walls, but not the speakers in the ceiling. I'm talking in the theater room.
Yes.
They have 9 speakers installed. Very beautiful. That's really unique. You don't see that in places. But of course, you get what you paid for. So you're looking at a $7.25 million home.
Yes.
It better have all these small gadgets because that's what makes it special.
And not only that, when we show you this video, when it's put together and you see this house can be in movies, it could be on television. It's the type of home that fits for so many uses where I can see production companies wanting to shoot and film.
Oh yes, definitely.
In the back, like music videos, movies.
It happens, yeah, it happens
Yes.
a lot where they rent
Yes.
it out.
I have a house in Woodhaven, and the show FBI they used my house.
Wow.
So I know this house is special. It's a very special home. I can't wait for you guys to see it. That was like the best part of my week. Sometimes I go to so many homes, I see so many homes, but this house was a treat. The only thing was the AC wasn't on yet. That's the only thing. I was melting, but it was worth it. And like I said, I'm going to jump from the second floor balcony into that pool.
No, he's not going to do that, and we're not going to show it, and we're not going to.
We're going to have a poll and see who wants to see me jump from the balcony.
You know what? If I get 20 requests of you wanting to jump, then I'll think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll make sure I get my life
Not from
insurance
the
policy.
second, but not from the second floor. floor.
No, you can't. I'm telling you. Anyways, it's just the
happening.
thought. I was standing there. I was like, man, I could jump right.
This is going to be recorded, so you guys could, fast forward. Rewind into the video and see how far it is. So you cannot jump from the second floor. No, do not do that. Yes, it is 1,300 square feet pool, all pretty and whatever, but not for jumping from the second floor. Please don't give any ideas on what yours.
Yeah, and this is the second house you have in Hewlett Harbor. Is there another home that's
So we have all together about 6 of them. About 4 of them are waterfront. New construction are 2 of them, if that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
So the other new construction, Hewlett Harbor, again, out in the 5 towns. A lot to see. There's so much to see and talk about and compare. If you're in the market for those type of properties, there's definitely something to come and see. So it's going to come in the market towards the middle of next week, if everything's ready to go, the editing and all of that. And you're more than welcome, of course.
You know what I've been noticing lately, though? I've been getting a lot of we have a lot of deals that are half the price. Like, let's say $500,000 for like $1 million home. So, but the only thing is you have to buy it all cash, and that's the man to the right here.
Yeah.
Yes. So why in this market now are there so many of these types of opportunities available?
I think it goes back to what I said. Just a lot of qualified buyers not out there. It's like if you don't continue to work on your credit, if you don't continue to have a vision for yourself about what you want to do in the future, that's what you're going to be working towards. So right now, we have a lot of international folks coming in. They have good buying power.
Yes.
That's probably most of our buyers are people that are coming into the city or leaving the city.
Yeah.
So, my role here at Fargo is really to find that buyer, find that deal for them. Remember when I was in Atlanta, one of the key strategies that I used was having that wholesaler sell me that property where I had enough equity for everybody to make money.
Yeah.
And that's the real key about a deal. If it's a deal that everybody can make some money on, that's the kind of process they're looking for. So you have buyers that are very picky out there.
Yeah.
Interest rates are high. So it's been hard to really find those good buyers right now because of that credit gap.
And Nina, there was open houses on Sunday. How did we do? How many did we have this Sunday?
I don't count them.
What's our weekly report?
About around in the 20s, I would say. 20s, we like to recycle the buyers. We like them to see other homes compared to the zip code of where they are. So if someone comes to the open house, we always notify them of another listing close by. So it was definitely very busy Sunday. Looking forward for this upcoming Sunday and seeing in all the potential buyers. A lot of them are asking me if what's going to happen now, that the rates are going up.
Mm.
So next week we're going to have a mortgage banker that's going to be speaking about how it almost does not make a difference when you purchase a home with, a specific, I saw they were talking about that, with a specific rate. And now that it's gone extremely higher than what it was, you have that 10% back. So she's going to come, he or she, we have a few of them that will come and discuss it and explain that you should definitely continue buying. This is something that you're going to thank us in 30 years.
Yes.
As we discussed it in the second episode on how you shouldn't be paying rent so much if you're at a specific budget or if you want a specific size of a home. So they'll explain why you should still purchase when the rates are where they are.
You see, when you're renting, rent goes up.
Mm-hmm.
When you're owning, your mortgage goes down. Provided that you manage your property correctly.
Correct.
If you don't misuse your equity,
Mm-hmm.
you will be good in the next 10 years, 20 years. And people don't understand, financial freedom doesn't just start with us owning a home. It starts with us owning a home, but it continues when we pass our homes to our kids. when they could start off their family with no mortgage.
Right.
And then they can buy their kids' properties, and then you pass the buck down the line.
Yeah.
And so financial freedom, I don't know about you guys, is very important to me.
Yeah, it's funny that you're saying financial freedom. It's the name of a mortgage company.
Yeah. What I'm seeing too now is a lot of lots being built where people really are trying to maximize that lot space.
Yes.
Even in my block, I see, Flatbush, 4 different lots bought, and they're not building 2-family houses. When I started, I was doing duplexes, and it was great. And then I was like, I want to do a strip mall. Because I wanted to be able to generate more income faster.
Absolutely.
So that's really the key now. It's really maximizing those properties that you can 8-unit, 12-unit. That's kind of where I'm pushing my buyers at right now. Because at the end of the day, like you talked about, that will be a significant lift, but the future's bright. Because you can generate more income with bigger deals.
Yes.
Well, recently I got approved. I'm working with an investment group, and we bought a lot. We bought a huge lot that fits 8 houses in Pennsylvania, and we're creating affordable housing in Pennsylvania. And if anybody's interested in investing in affordable housing, please contact me. It's a great opportunity. And being in this business, I love, you have the mansions, you have the first-time home buyers, the small homes, the affordable homes. But I just really believe that no one should be homeless, and everyone should have a right to have an opportunity to own a home. And so Pennsylvania, it's a little difficult here in New York to create that type of opportunity. So that's why in Philadelphia, that's where that's where we started.
Wow, a lot of people are leaving New York also, but things are going to change now for the better.
Yeah.
There are a few things happening up in, the legislation where, it's going to do good. It's going to do really good. We don't want people to leave New York and people assume things. Of course, they're waiting for something to happen. They want something. So in terms of the real estate, things are going to change because they're going to change a lot of zonings. People are not aware of that. So please do your research. You can ask us questions. We can give you explanations and even come out to you and give you a free estimate.
And right now, if you have a house and you're thinking about putting it on the market, I can guarantee you we'll get you over what you would ask for in this current market.
Yeah, still in this market.
In this market, it's a seller's market, and there's a shortage of homes for sale, which is the reason why you would get more than what you would ask for.
Yeah, still short. People are still getting what they're asking. Sometimes not full asking. Of course, it depends on the condition of the property.
Well, yeah, that part too, yes.
Yeah, so it's definitely still ongoing. Everyone are asking us all the time where this is going. Although we're not really a lot together during the week time, we do our own thing, and we work so hard and all over the place. But I bump into people with a lot of important questions, and I love it. I love it. I
Keep
like
asking
people
them.
asking, because it's important. That's your business, and this is, if you own a home, that's your business too. Paying down your mortgage, gaining equity. This is very crucial for your day-to-day. You need to make decisions. You have to make priorities and go really for your plan, what you want to do and how you want to do it. Because you can make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. And that's not something you should do. You should think, plan a plan, take a pen and paper, write it down, and look out for it, research, ask questions, that's okay.
Yes.
So we're here for you. You guys
Yes, we are here to help you plan and strategize so that you can successfully purchase or sell your home. And also it's not just about the deal, it's about what the deal means to you so that we can execute a plan properly.
Yes, some people have unexpected situations in life, unfortunately. Like people really planned their lives. They wanted to move out of state, they wanted to sell their home, and then things happen. So if things happen to you, don't take it by a bad sign all the time. Sometimes it could mean something.
Yes.
And then, of course, there are also the bad side to bad situations where they make you change your decisions, like, God forbid, you lose your job, death in the family.
I had a home for sale that I was selling, and it was about to go on contract, and a couple decided to get a divorce.
Oh, man.
So the deal got canceled, but he got to stay in his home, and his wife took they had two homes. So the sale canceled, and so that's how that. So this happens. It's life,
Yeah,
you know.
unfortunately.
Paul, do you remember your first property you purchased?
Yeah, it was great. I remember my first property was in Atlanta right after school. It was kind of like a starter house for me and my wife.
Yeah.
And I purchased it. I got some money from my uncle and bought it. It was just phenomenal to get my first house.
Great.
But I never thought that I would get a house that at school.
Yeah.
So for me, for African American, it was great. And then I never thought I would be an investor and wanted to do another deal after deal. So when I got introduced to the business, there were some friends that said, "Hey, you want to try this way to get some money?"
Yeah.
So I got with those folks. That was about trust. I was scared. I didn't want to trust them.
Yeah.
But they set me up with a lender. They had someone from the office like Nina to walk me through the process. And that's why I'm getting Proud because I wanted a team. I wanted a team. And that's what I had when I did my first deal. That property was great. I didn't need to do too much work to it, but it was already brand new. I didn't have to do much but paint it and move it. So it was great. 2-car garage, big backyard. You know, property values in New York are very different from out of state.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I had a client also that owned 2 condos and then got permission to duplex them and put them together to merge to one condo. It was on 3rd Avenue, I want to say in 56th Street in the city. Yeah, that was amazing.
Let me just bring some back to that investment question. You know, even though I bought my property in 2007, right? I held it all that time. I was able to build at least $300,000 before I cashed
Good
out.
for you.
Wow, that's
So
That's
just
great.
So now that I cashed out that investment, now looking at that 150 that equity in there to do something else for my next dream house.
Yeah.
My nickname is Captain. I really want a boat. I want to be like those properties you can just pull up with your boat one day. And that's the dream that real estate can give you. Just unlimited potential.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Big boat.
Yes, we need a yacht.
yes, 94 foot.
Yes.
Yeah. When would we look into that?
You know how to drive? You know how to drive a boat?
Not yet.
Oh,
That's
I
what
do.
learned.
I
You
have
do?
a license. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I have a
Cotton.
license to drive a boat.
Okay, Cotton.
I did it years ago. I did it because we got a jet ski and I
Oh,
needed
you
that.
had a jet ski too?
We used to. We don't do jet skis. We don't do motorcycles. That's a rule in the family, and they know that.
Do you know how to fly a plane?
I say I do whenever someone asks me if I can drive after a party. I say I can fly a plane, but listen, everything is experience. Everything is learning.
Yeah.
I would love to learn, but I don't like heights. So height,
you won't
I'll
be
stay away.
helicopter.
Yeah, no.
So what do you do when you fly to Israel? What do you do?
You know what? That's not by choice. I do go there, and I don't call it vacation. I call it a trip because we go to visit family.
It's going home.
So there is, fine, I'll give you a secret. There is a small app on the iPhone. It's like a snake that really gets you so annoyed, like really drives you crazy.
Okay.
It keeps you busy. So whenever the turbulence came on in the plane, I just took out the phone and I started playing. But now I have, small children, so I'm busy enough on the plane. But yeah, what do? I fly. It is what it is. I did go to the edge of the city, and I really didn't like to.
You know what I saw? Do you have a listing in Israel?
So we are affiliated with a real estate. That may be a joke on your side, but it is the reality of it. We are affiliated with real estate in Israel. It's actually on our website. Anyone that wants to see, you could go to the 5brc.com website, and you'll see properties in Israel. We are a worldwide breeze, etc. So yeah, we do have, but in Israel it's just a little different. It's really more of like the city, like Manhattan type of style, because it's a lot of buildings and condos that are owned by individuals. So it's different than the 5 boroughs in Long Island.
So what's it like to buy vacant land in Israel?
So a lot of Israel properties are landmarks.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't always get
The
to demolish it, yeah.
Mm.
But there are a lot of celebrities, like we're gonna mention Kim Kardashian. She liked this specific house I heard in Tel Aviv, right? But she wanted to change something, or I don't know what ended up, happening. But when you go and you want to make a change, you really have to go through, not even the board. There's like the town, the city agencies. I guess just like everywhere else, right? Like if we go for, if we go for a place that has, Oh, got it. Okay, so when you go anywhere, when you go and you want to make a change, you have to apply for it. You have to do the plans, draw
just like here.
Permits. Yeah, it's the same thing. Just there, it's like a newer country, I would say. So they're still putting themselves together. They're definitely growing buildings. You can already see high rises, just crazy.
Yeah.
Beautiful, but
I have a question for you. How do you stay so marketable in this New York? This is one of the most beastly markets. New York's 5 boroughs is challenging. So how did you really stay in the game and stay so relevant today? You have like hundreds of listings. How do you do it?
So you really have to have some type of, I'm going to say plan, but it's really a system. If you have a system and you know how to run it right, not to be too much all over the place. And I used to be all over the place. You need to know how to prioritize and, of course, have a very, very organized plan. Once you have an organized plan, you have to keep everything in order to ensure that you don't run on too many things. Because if you do, then what do? You have a team. You can't do it all. No one can do it all. Whoever tells you that they did it all and they got to where they are because they're on their own, sorry to say, but it's a lie.
Yes.
And I'm a person that would prefer to do everything on my own, not because I don't trust. It's just to save me the time to explain and teach. And I know that I'll do it not best, but because I know what I need to do, I'll do it. But it's really something that you need to learn how to give, how to trust, how to teach your way of doing, or the right way, whichever. But who really tells you if it's right? So you learn from mistakes. So that's really how you go about it. You stay persistent. You don't let things bring you down. Sometimes you work on the file. Who better than us knows, right?
Yes.
Work on a file for so long and out the door, you don't have it anymore. It's very unmotivating, especially to those who are new to the real estate, whether you are an agent like us or an investor. It's very unmotivating. You can invest and do all this work and then, God forbid, lose money.
Yeah.
But then the next one you make up for 5 other deals that you could have made, So it's really easy to get unmotivated. Stick to what you do.
And every deal is important, even if it's a small co-op, condo, or small starter home. It's just as important as the mansion that I just mentioned. Yeah. Sometimes the bigger deals take longer to close.
Yeah.
So, sometimes
hitting smaller deals.
Well, small deals can, depending on the situation, but you never know. So that's why every deal is important.
Yeah.
So that's the key. So every deal, it deserves the same amount of attention.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
even a rental, like not even about a sale. I don't do so many rentals, not at all. But a file, a listing is a listing. After all, there's a landlord or a seller behind it, so you want to ensure they give you your best to do it all.
Right, and then eventually they may sell someday. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a short break.
Yes.
And we'll see you after the break.
Bye.
Bye.
Looking to podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
Hey, welcome back. Hey.
This is Paul behind us. He's
Yeah,
coming.
Paul, he's
Alright.
taking a water break, getting cooling down in the summer heat.
Same. I took off my jacket.
Yeah, the best
It's freezing
time.
in here, but still, like
Yes,
you
the
have
weather's
all
good.
the sun, the lights, and everything around us.
Yes.
And I'm thankful. Hi, I'm not complaining. I love the summer. So I don't like when it's cold. I don't like the snow. Give me the heat. I'm thankful. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Paul, what would you say is the key components of a deal?
Key components of it. That's a good question.
Starting from
Start to finish.
Yes.
I think for me, the first biggest thing is knowing what you want to deal. If you're an investor trying to make a profit,
Yes.
know your homework. Do your homework on the property. Make sure you have the numbers.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm always about the numbers because as a wholesaler, I want to know. I want to know what my profit is going to be. So the
Yes.
first thing is, what's my equity values in this deal? Is it worth me putting my time? So sometimes you'll chase a deal
Yes.
and you'll waste your time. So just do your homework up front.
Sure.
That's
Right.
one. And to me, also being qualified, having qualified buyers, doing your background checks on your buyers, making sure that they're qualified, pre-qualified for the deal, but really just make sure you got a good equity deal.
Yes.
I'll give you a prime example. My first deal, it was worth, I paid $75,000 for it, but the property was
Wow.
worth $150,000, $200,000.
Is that
Right.
in New York, Paul, or
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't in New York. I'm just giving you a rough
We ain't seeing
idea.
those
you
numbers.
can't even buy a
You can't
bathroom
buy
for
a
that
bathroom.
much nowadays.
That might have been like 1920.
But bringing it to the New York
Or not
model,
even.
if you was in New York and you had $1 million deal, let's put it that way, and that's $1 million in that property, but it's only selling for $500,000 or $750,000.
Yeah.
So having that cushion so that you can pay for things, because you got to have a lot of upfront money when you
Mhm.
start
Yes.
your first deal.
Yes.
Do you have any money in your pocket first?
Yes.
And do you have a team to put together that money? Possibly. There was no more proof of funds. And that's where it goes back to having good credit, because you have to verify where that money comes from. Unless you're doing a cash deal.
For sure.
So in my case, selling my house, I had a big pot of money. I can verify where those funds came from. So just having enough money to get through the deal. Because I've seen a lot of investors that start off good and then next thing you know, they run out of money.
Yeah.
So my process was having a process that's been set. I had my hard money in place. I could back me on my funding, and I would pay that interest rate on that loan. And also making sure when I'm in that deal, my credit is good, because it could take 6 months to that deal, a year. And I got to have good credit to refinance myself out of that deal. Once it's closed, why can we sell it if I'm going to sell? So you got to know what your end goal is for the deal. Are you going to sell it? Are you going to finance? What are you going to do?
Also, understanding what the market is
Yes.
key to negotiating
Yeah.
what you want. If you are in a market where there are not a lot of buyers, then it works to your favor and you're able to get flexibility with your financing and also time. And also, if the seller is anxious and wants to move fast, you also have a key component to negotiate and get better terms if you can close quick. So normally that's if you're buying cash. So there's some things that we have to research and figure out when we're going in on these different types of deals. I often find that when someone's buying a personal home, it's different. It's not necessarily, unless it's their second or third, but usually homes are more of an emotional buy. So people tend to pay more for their personal home than they do for an investment property. What do you say?
Yes. So sometimes people come and they ask, "Oh, but what's the point if I'm going to purchase this house? I still have to pay my mortgage." Well, God, you're going to be there, because they confuse themselves when I guess they speak to other individuals who purchase homes for investment, right? So I shouldn't say homes, purchase properties
Yes.
for investment, because when you buy a multifamily home and you live in one of them, okay, so that subsidizes into your mortgage payment, but then a lot of people are taking it in the wrong way, and now that they're looking for a house, they say, "Oh, but I'm not going to make any money off of it." Not only you're not going to make money, no, it's really important for people to know. I have a client like that. She says, "Nina, I bought it 2 years ago, and now I'm going to sell it what? I'm only gonna make $200,000. I said, hold on. Did you pay any mortgage, like out of pocket?
Mm-hmm.
No, my income was covering it.
Yep.
Okay. So now you're selling it. Oh, but you know when I sell, I'm gonna pay all these taxes. Well, yes, true. Hello, people don't make money off of their primary residence in most cases. Okay, not everyone's the same. Investment properties are called investment properties for a reason. Primary residence is your primary home. Your primary home suits you and your family to pay your own mortgage, maybe, not maybe, in most cases less than what it would have been if you paid rent.
Yes.
And of course you pay your own mortgage. It goes down with time. You gain equity, right? So when you gain equity down the line, the house is yours. When you pay rent, it's not. So you should be thankful enough to purchase a home and not expect it to make you money, because it's not really supposed to. Does it make you? Fine, you're lucky. Do you not pay your mortgage payment because the rental side of it pays it off? You're lucky.
Yes.
If you make money on it and you have a leftover, after your month is done, super lucky. Put it on the side. Hey, don't forget, you need to deduct 5% a year for those rental deficiencies. Where surprises of a sewer, whatever it is, save it. But primary home should be your primary home.
And not only that, also how you plan to purchase the property is also a key component in your negotiation, depending on the market. If you're going up against other, like let's say someone is paying more for the property, but the type of mortgage they're going to get may take 3 to 4 months to close, whereas you might be paying cash, or you can close within 30 days, we'll get you that house, because no one wants to. The sooner you can close can get you that deal as well. What do you say?
I think another key component, as you mentioned, is who's the investor? What are they looking for?
Yeah.
I know if you're looking to make an income, it's going to be a two-family, income based. So that way, if that property you got for a deal, it's not a fixture up, it's already ready to go, then you know you're going to have one mortgage. And you're going to know that bottom floor may pay for that mortgage, right?
Yes.
So now already your top floor, your third floor, that's why people are building up, because they get to make more income.
Yes.
So if you're starting off fresh and you may want to do a duplex, a multi-family, you're going to make some income. And that 12 extra income from your enforcement, your $2,800 is a good revenue.
Yes.
So just think about that when you're looking at that target. Who is the buyer? What is he after? Does he just want a great family home, like a yacht or something? That's just for me. If I'm looking to generate some additional income, now I'm talking about 4-family and also the price of that property.
Yes.
And we know Fireborough, we have all the deals. So you come to us, you're most likely going to find a property where you want to have some equity, where you can make some money if that's what you're after, or if you just want a property where you just want your family to be happy. So it really depends on the target person.
Communication is key. So when you're dealing with your agent and they're communicating, if they're the selling agent and the listing agent, or if they can speak to the listing agent to find out, hey, what could get this deal done? That's the most important thing. How can we close this deal? What are they looking for? Sometimes the best way is just to ask. And so that you can plan and strategize so that you can be the one to get the house. Have you ever had a deal fall through because of a lack of communication, or?
Yes, 3 times. It's really about having a process, as I mentioned. They're looking for something quick, maybe to execute on what they said they're going to do. All those things are key when it comes to closing the negotiation, because if you have a seller that's really into you, and then you say something and you don't do it, or you say you have a buyer, you just have to really say it and do it.
Yeah.
I think that's really the key to negotiating with that person you're trying to buy from. They want to see that you're quick, you're in tune with the technology today, you're able to execute, move around, send them emails, and that makes them more attractive. They need help. Most of our buyers are older, they have money, they're not experienced with technology, and it's really a struggle for them. Just really being patient with your buyer and your seller, making them know that they can trust you, you don't have to do work for you, but really teaching them along the way. That's what happened to me. That's how I fell in love with it, because they taught me. They just didn't leave me out there. They showed me what they were doing all the way through the steps. And then I said, can you do it now? Yeah.
You're lucky for having that side, where they were able to teach you. Not a lot of people get that.
Also, sometimes people just don't listen. I had a deal that was a one family, but it was like a two family. It had 2 meters. That I clearly communicated it's a one family. But when these buyers came and brought their when these other agents came and brought their buyers, they saw the house and thought it was a 2 family. And so it just really was. And I said it loud and clear. It's a 1 family. Wound up closing that deal, but went through a lot of headache because it was a beautiful house. It just was not a 2 family. So for those that don't know, when you have a 2 family, the numbers are different. So when people see the numbers as a 1 family, but then come and see it, it looks like a 2 family, everybody had dollar signs in their eyes, but it was not a 2 family.
I got another area, Chris, that's really been affecting the team. It's just the paper trail,
Yeah.
As responsibly you think you can be with paperwork, that's kind of the key to a negotiation. If you're in a deed, if you're in a trust, sometimes people die off, they don't do anything with the paperwork.
Yeah.
It just frustrates the deal. If you have a buyer ready, and that's kind of some of the deals that I see. It's really about having your documentation in order, and that's helping them get that.
Yes, I agree. You, Nina, you ever had a deal fall through?
I mean, yeah, some people want more attention than others. Some people expect you to be their friend other than a realtor. It's very difficult. Like, I'm not going to lie. I have some clients who are older ladies or families that we really get along and we got close, through work. But then there are those who are really looking for more than what it is, like to tell you their problems and to share with you their, hardship. And look, do we care? Yes, we care because, hello, we're in some type of a relationship where you want to ensure that nothing happens to them, that no one fools them into a situation, that no one steals from them. So sometimes just too much, and hey, nothing too much is ever too good, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes they expect you to do more than what you really could. Your capabilities are, reaching its max to a point where you say, hey, okay, so I'm not going to answer him now or her. Give me a couple of hours, and then they use it so against you. You say, oh, why didn't you answer me? Hey, I just spoke to you like 3 hours ago. No, every time I call you, you need to pick up. No, I don't really work for you like that. No. But I do like you. If I chose to work with you and represent you as a realtor, then I have the capability to help you. But hey, sometimes they take advantage, and therefore we call it, exaggeration, but they think of it as miscommunication.
We did have a deal too recently that me and Nina was working on, and we had a client. She was very sophisticated. It was $1 million deal, and it fell through the cracks.
Right. So Paul wanted to purchase it, and it wasn't miscommunication. But again, they're not always 100% on board with us.
Yes.
They were using us sometimes. Yeah. It's like we're being used at the end. She took all our hours, and then sometimes he will work you to the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then say, oh, I'm okay now. So we really got to be, how do you support that?
Yeah.
Not only that, patience. It's something you're not, it took me a minute. Sometimes it feels like you have the best deal and you're never going to get a better deal. I'm here to tell you there's always a better deal. Things happen and you can attract it. And if you stay patient and ready, you will get great deals. It's just patience. This market we're in now is not new. It's just everything recycles with time. You have mortgage crisis, then you have the aftermath, and then you rinse, and then you wash, and then you repeat. It's the circle of life in real estate. Nothing is forever. But the one thing, because as we grow older and we move with time, you can start building equity now.
Yeah.
And that's the key that people, no matter what the price is, no matter what the market, if you own a home and you're paying your mortgage, you're paying down on your debt, you're creating equity that you can enjoy later, and you could buy 2 or 3 houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so that's the key. Sometimes people get caught in mortgage rates and this and that, but if you don't own, does it really matter? Because that rent is always going up. I have yet to meet somebody like, hey, my rent it cut my rent in half. Imagine that, right?
It's true though.
Yeah, like, whew.
And commercial renting, those who
Yeah.
rent commercial spaces, their rent goes up 3% sometimes a year.
You know, they say restaurants are the riskiest business. You know what takes the risk out of restaurants? When you own the building. When you control your own rent. Takes half the risk out of the business.
That too. Yeah, I've heard that before, but yeah, there are a lot of factors to a business. A restaurant business is so hard. Such a hard
very
business.
challenging. Very
it's
challenging.
Not, they come in. Look, in real estate, who controls your deals? The DOB, the building department. They want to make sure that you're up to code and you're safe and you're, always making everything on point. And then with food,
Yes.
the health department. All of a sudden, they can come and
Yes.
check.
Then liquor licenses.
That right. I know a very, very good restaurant. Wow, just A+ all the time. They came and they saw that they cut the potatoes. Again, I don't know much about restaurants. They cut the potatoes, and while he cut it, he left it where it was. He didn't take it immediately and put it in the fridge, or I don't know, wherever he was supposed to put it. He took it from an A+
Wow.
to a C or something like that because of those potatoes. Okay, I get it. You know how the potatoes get black? Wow, so frustrating. And they just roll right into your kitchen. They don't stop. So every business, I guess, has that, point of craziness where you have to ensure that everything is on point.
And things can be political.
Yeah.
Politics plays, unfortunately, I used to throw rooftop comedy shows and I had a liquor license and I had everything.
Okay.
And then something happened on the West Side Highway with a young girl and alcohol.
Wow.
And then they just shut me down even though I had the license. And I took a huge loss. So sometimes when you have a business, there's different entities that can unfortunately lead to your demise of your business. But if you still own the building, you can still close up your business and rent it to another business. So the possibilities are endless, even though if you have a restaurant or storefront or whatever it is, you still own the property. So you could help you mitigate your losses to a certain degree. Also, if you're out there and you have an investment group, we get private sales. Right now, we have a couple of hotels, private sales. And you have an investment group. We can't give you all the details here, but you can contact us and we'll inform you, provided you provide information to show how serious you are. If you're interested in running a hotel or a small business, we got small businesses as well. So it's not just real estate. We get a lot of deals, and this stuff you don't advertise. It's privately sold. You ever go into a place that you go to all the time, and then all of a sudden, oh, we have new ownership. Yeah, that's kind of like they don't want a for sale sign up. They don't want all the attention. And then you get all the information to make an educated choice whether to purchase these businesses or not. But everything is done privately.
Yeah, you have to show financials and all.
Yes.
But it's definitely we have good resources. And you mentioned earlier the West Side Highway.
Yes.
We need to visit. There is a West Side like on the water DJ with kayaks.
Oh, okay.
We should do our next.
I'm still trying to get you on the Nautica Mile. You ever been on the Nautica Mile? No. Ooh, yeah. We gotta go, buddy. Nautica Mile. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's
Monday's
nice.
around the corner.
It's like a little strip like South Beach. And you walk, and it's just like a lot of different.
In what town is it?
It's in Freeport, Long Island.
Oh.
Yeah. And they play music. Yeah. And then they have like fishing boats too that leave. Yeah. But you go there on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. It's just like a club. Like you could go like club hopping. Yeah. And then right on the water.
Not
Right on
Port
the-
Jefferson.
No, not Port Jefferson.
Oh.
There is a
Freeport.
spot in Port Jefferson with like a lot of motorcycles and then Harley Davidsons and all that. No?
I don't know. I'm not in the bike game.
But that brings us back to the art of the negotiation where location matters, right?
Yes.
They would come and still make seniors every week. I had to place them because I bought sometime you can buy an application. And so you got to be careful, do your homework on the location because it could be a great deal, but 5 years later.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
And it's interesting.
Location's good negotiation.
Yeah, and location, and also like somebody. Yes. If you're buying like after a disaster or like where something happens, like I remember when 9/11 hit, properties on Wall Street were the cheapest I have ever seen in my life, and it was like a very short window to buy a property there during that time. But a year later, forget about it. Forget about it. Also, when the Barclays Center was built, I had a 4-family. I did a short sale on the 4-family, and they bought it for $250,000.
4-family.
4-family, renovated, sold it for $7,999.
That's
A year later, guess how much it was worth? 1 year when the Barclays first opened
2.1.
up. No, 1.8. They doubled their equity. So sometimes, depending on situations, understanding politics, the art of negotiation is really knowing these little tidbits of information where you could pull the trigger on a deal after a hurricane or earthquake, or sometimes you can get, because people are running away from these responsibilities of home ownership, and you can run in and catch a great buy.
Yeah. No, for sure. Listen, they always say after a war, it's very busy. After an incident like, hurricanes, Mother Nature.
And unfortunately, if someone passes away and there's no one to take over the estate, you can catch an estate sale too at auctions. Also, if you go to like a tax lien or tax auctions, you can catch a property at a very good value as well. That's a different process though. Sometimes they just give you, it's a little more like sometimes the state steps in, so it's a little, it depends on what state you're buying. New York is not so much a tax state where you can get property, but there are states where, like I believe in Florida, where you can pay someone's taxes and get the property. Also in Georgia as well, but you have to wait a certain amount of time in Georgia.
You mean if you owe?
Yes,
taxes?
yes. If someone owes the taxes, and it's tricky
They could
because
also take you to foreclosure. So.
right, and in the banks, they will pay the taxes because they don't want, because once you get the house for the taxes, who's paying the mortgage? They're gonna lose that loan.
Yeah.
So the competition to get those type of homes is very challenging. But all it takes is one. It's all it takes is one. I know there was a time, like I said, we're buying in Philadelphia, but also Detroit is changing. So going there to buy a home at a certain point, it was very cheap. I don't know what it's like today, but I'm assuming it's better than it was 5 years ago.
It's also, I'm sure it's changing. A lot of people are moving out, whether it's down south or, to the west, but it's definitely changing. Population is growing, so people know their worth. They become smarter.
Yes.
Like I always say in the office also, you guys, like the buyers are smart.
Yes.
Everyone is smart. The sellers are smart. We know, we learn, we see, we have the media.
If people could have seen what Bushwick looked like 15 years ago compared to, and if you were to invest then and hold on to those properties now. I grew up in Red Hook. So I used to go to Red Hook in the projects and play. And my family owns a waterfront property there. They've owned it for about 40 years. And it's worth almost $2.5 million.
More
even. They have a wine store right across the street. It's amazing how things change and how in an area no one wants to go to can all of a sudden, like this, the Kia's around the corner. Like it's amazing. So real estate, sometimes you have to have a vision which matches your negotiation to see and understand and sometimes get things right so that you can see down the line 5 to 10 years and maximize and change a property that nobody wants to something that, oh, we should have bought that. Oh, I had the opportunity. Same thing happened in Harlem. My uncle was supposed to go in on the property about 25 years ago, and he didn't. And now the property is worth about $5 million.
Wow.
So it's just, it's unfortunate, but sometimes people have to have the vision. Also, who are you talking to? Who are you communicating? Call 5 Borough Realty. We're here for you. We'll be a part of your team. And this is what we do. And this is what we talk about, not just here on the podcast, but we talk about it when we get off with you. We're going to have some good conversations. This is what we do.
In the middle of the night, we go through those sometimes.
Yes.
So,
You should see our WhatsApp. It's like a party.
One thing about this place that you never stop talking about if you love it.
Yes.
This is something that you wake up thinking about the deal. I'm riding around, I see something like, oh man, what I can do with that? Just have that vision. You just love what you do.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. Guys. It's really about loving the business, loving what you do, and just giving back. And once you do that, you will be successful.
And you tell everyone what you do, and not recruit, but you put yourself out there and ensure that people know you, of how, maybe not how you do it, but what you do to make a difference.
Yes.
So,
and that's the key, making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said it's not about the big, humongous. Yes, I love the mansion, but it's also the elderly person that needs to get out of this house so that she can move on to live with her daughter or her granddaughter, whatever the situation be.
yeah.
So sometimes selling a property isn't necessary. Yes, we love money. You do make money. But sometimes just assisting people to move on to a different phase of their life is very important.
Yeah.
And when you lose those deals and that person has to wait another year or two, that's not good. That's not good. So we do the best we can to help those in need as well.
Yeah, and now that it's the summertime, this is really our time to be out there and to make progress. I see people move in the summer. People are preferably choosing to move before the school starts.
Yes.
Where they want to be. People who have to move in the wintertime. Sometimes people are really, their lease is up in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So it just so happens to be that every time they renew it, it's in the winter.
In the winter is a whole different market. Sometimes it just comes with different challenges. Sometimes you catch a great deal because there isn't that many buyers in the winter, but also checking the roof and seeing like if there's snow and weather.
Some people prefer to purchase in the winter.
Yeah. Because
why? Do you know why?
Why?
Like, take a guess. Why do you think?
Less competition.
Okay, that's one thing. What else do you think?
Prices, Mitch. I would think competition on it there.
Okay.
Nobody wants to go in the cold and see the showings. It's just a lot of different factors about driving in snow. People just don't feel safe in that.
Yeah. It's really extreme situations where people would want to see a place.
Yeah.
How is it in the snow? Any water going in the basement? What's the property like, even if it's new construction?
Yeah.
The street, accumulation of water, sewer, high grade, lower grade, under grade level, above grade level. Sometimes why. Sometimes in the bathroom and sometimes in the basements of properties you have bathrooms that you take a step up to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That means you're under grade level. So then you have to have the sewer with the pump to make sure that it goes. And if you don't flush the water a couple of times, then the smell becomes so. People prefer sometimes to look around for a while on purpose. Us realtors hate it with passion, but they want to ensure that they go for the best properties and look around and check and compare to those who look good. So they want to keep it running.
Well, it was great chatting with you.
Yes, it was.
We'd love to hear from you. 5 Borough Realty. What's the number? It's 855
305 deal.
Yes, please give us a call. Yes, did you have fun?
Great time.
Good.
Thank you for
Yes.
inviting me. I really
Yes.
appreciate it.
No
Yes,
problem.
please come back again sometime.
Our pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Yes,
It
and
was
thank
really
you so
nice.
much. And next week we're going to talk about new construction versus renovation projects. Which is better? Which would you prefer? So that'll be the next topic that we have next week, and we can't wait to talk with you then. Have a blessed night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.